Hello, hello. My name is Millennium Sparrow, and welcome back to my channel. We are on to the fourth randomly selected design challenge. We're letting the dice decide how we're decorating the valley the third time around. I recorded the third episode of this, or installment of this series, without my mic plugged in, so I'm gonna have to voice over that one. But that's okay. So, let's introduce you to the design challenge game that I kind of came up with and what I've challenged myself to do. One of my favorite parts about this game is that you can design, build, do almost anything in your own valley. And I have built my valley twice all the way through. My main goal is to use every character house in my design in some way. And it can be challenging at times. There's 53 altogether so far, and that doesn't even include the house skins, which I do also want to try to use in this build. So altogether, I think it's about 65 buildings in these 8 biomes, and I do have all 3 DLCs. So for the first roll of the dice that I had in this challenge was to put Tiana's house in the Frosted Heights. And I immediately decided, if this regretted, potentially, that this was something that I even wanted to do. However, I was able to build a train station that I have been thinking about for a while. I know they just brought one out into the premium shop, but that was my way of doing it with things I already had. I don't have the moonstones this week to do that. So the first one was Tiana's house in the Frosted Heights. We've got a train station. Next up was the Cheshire Cat tree on Dazzle Beach. And I, again, questioned why I was doing this to myself. But I came up with a little maze in the grassy part of the beach. And it came out way cuter than I could have anticipated. And I'm sort of in love. So, this is the little maze down on the beach in the grassy area. The entrance to the cave is part of it, and then I've got a couple other little things at the ends of the patches just for fun. So we've got the Cheshire Cat on the beach. Never would have picked that on my own, but here we are. And then the third challenge came up with Frosted Heights again, and this time with Eric's Castle. So you kind of got a peek at this before when we were looking at Tiana's. This one I thought was gonna be even more of a challenge. I always wanted his castle to look over the beach, though. Never got it right. Doesn't really fit where I wanted to up here, but I used the pink side, and so this is gonna become almost a town vacation area. I kind of wish I had the ski lodge stuff now, but we were able to turn Eric's Castle into a little resort type vibe. So, that brings us to fourth challenge. Once again, we have Dazzle Beach. I don't know what it is about these gods of the dice or the random numbers, but they like the beach and they like the wintry area at the moment. So, we got the beach, and then the next number I got was 48, which ends up being Daisy's Boutique. So we're just going to dive right in. I don't even know where to start here. I did give myself the option to have 5 re-rolls. I mean, in theory, this is probably going to be about 53 parts, 54 parts if we do it house by house. And I figured 5 re-roll options was good for this first attempt. We'll see if I even get all the way through, but hopefully I will. we are looking for her boutique, which is not in this area. It's over here. So the unique thing, I would say unique thing, the individual thing about Daisy's boutique is it's a corner. So if we want to keep it accessible as a storefront, it kind of does limit us a little where we can put it. But I'm just going to park it right here, and then I'm going to go down there and clean up the beach and see how I feel about that. So coming in from this angle, I don't hate it, but I don't love it because it does block a lot of this path, which I wasn't necessarily expecting it to fit there anyway, but gotta start somewhere. So we are going to clean up the side of the beach real quick because we are gathering materials. Got a couple family members that started the game, so hoarding a bunch of stuff for them. Plus, I've done a lot of crafting recently and did a number on my material storage. And let's just do the mining spot since we're right here. Mulan's make a man out of you. I feel like that picture is mocking me because I went and fractured my ankle jogging in the woods on the trail. So I hate exercise. So that happened Saturday. It's Monday. I decided to go get an x-ray. Sure enough, there's a wee broken bone in there. But hopefully just the air cast and lots of elevation and ice and rest will fix that. So that means a lot of Disney Dreamlight Valley. Alright, so we have this big old building that I challenged myself to go with the random. Now, do we make this into a beachfront area? I mean, this is kind of put together, I guess. But I don't know, beach resort is kind of feeling potential, actually. I don't know. I'm gonna move you guys over here because I don't think it's gonna fit. That vibe. I just feel like this is too narrow over here for that. Let's take a look at what it looks like coming down the entrances. Okay, so you come down this hill. I don't hate it. Not sold. I'm gonna keep working though. So we have her place here. We did just get this. And this is also feeling beach resort-like. I'm gonna put these guys out. It may not be in this part, but we're gonna do that. Fountains, boats, fire station. What does this look like? It's funny that there's a fire station with a fireworks store on the end.
Gotta say, there's some nice folks around here.
I'm liking the beach resort idea. Not quite sold on this yet. Let's see what else we got in here. The wave diorama and Stitch on the beach. Volcano. So let's think beachfront resort. Stepping stones, that could be useful. How do these fit out here? Not quite. We got the general store. I don't know if it fits quite. I feel like this is very ritzy. Almost this isn't either. But we'll think about that. I don't know, these just feel kind of upscale. Beach vibes. Big trees, sculptures. I think we need. Ooh, this is what I'm going for. Floral shop. Maybe. Sandcastles. Definitely have a lot of potential there. I don't have the beachfront stuff. Ooh, that might work. Move you guys out of the way for now. Okay, So I think we want to go this way a little. So get this one centered. I might put this out too far, but maybe it'll look good on the other end. This Cheshire's tree isn't equal anyway. Kind of lose the sign there, but I don't mind, and I could always flip it, actually.
Let me ask you a question. Who's got the best?
I do wish I could get this a little bit closer. Okay, so let's see how that
There's some nice folks around here.
works from this perspective. All right, I like that. Hopefully we'll come up with some other bigger building to complete this beachfront kind of look. I'm not sure on the lanterns, but we're going to go with it for now. Like I said, I do want to use that. And which side is the front side? Over here. Okay. All right, so we're coming down into this resort area. Fun little coffee stand. Which I might change the orientation of. I think that will look better. We'll kind of block that transition spot. Okay, and that brings us into here, which becomes our grand walkway. I am going to switch these guys out because they just are too large. Maybe they'll come out into the beach later. Okay. I'm going to sort this differently and see what we have to dress this place up. So I want to make this very clear that it's a different entrance, but these are also quite weirdly proportioned. Very big. We'll see what that looks like. Gives you the vibe that you're coming into a fancier area. I do have these know if daisies are the right choice, but I think this planter technique is a good start. Let's see if... I just think these might not be the right ones. I do want to put that wrought iron up though. This is our beach resort. I'm trying to go a little upscale with it. Since Daisy's boutique is really the one setting the stage here. If we bring in some of these, it might help tie in Cheshire's area. What I do need is some fencing. I feel like I have ones that have white roses on them. Yeah, but I all of a sudden also don't know if the stone is the right choice here. I do this a lot. Just leave and come back and see what it looks like as you come in. Happy with that. Didn't really notice the wrought iron, so I'm not too stressed there. You guys are probably not going to live here. But we're going to keep you out because you're cute. We have to make sure we use you somewhere. Okay, so our little beach front area is coming together. I do want to put some ground down in this case. We're going to start with this one. I like it on the beach. It's one of the first ones I had down here other than leaves. So let's give us some linear points here. And actually, we're going to get rid of this. Go this way. Because I want it to be more intentional. And I think we're going to take this back and just go to there for now. Until we figured out what else is going to come down here. A, this is crooked. B, it's not complete. Okay. And because I don't like that, we're just going to go like this. Okay. Always remember to exit your build mode regularly, or you're gonna might get stuck in a... Hopefully this goes. Okay, good. Stressed there for a second.
Hey, watch where you're going. Dragon coming through.
Alright, I think I'm gonna add those to the other side, potentially. Might leave it open like that. Maybe put some benches inside. This needs help, which I think we can do the little seating outside that I started to go to. Do one there. We'll do one there. No, it's not a restaurant, but it's cute. And it's got the coffee stand. So okay, we like that. Not sure if this is the right ground. I like to use the brick on the beach too because it looks like sandy brick in a way. I still don't think it's right though. Let's keep working. Okay, let's find some little plants to put on the tables. So if this is our little hangout area, I just like the, yeah, let's go to seating first. So if that does, it does a lot. enough to annoy me. Okay, so that one doesn't work. This one could work though. It's definitely, I don't know. Maybe it's not beach club enough. I think I'm getting in my own head. We're gonna go with my first idea with these because I haven't used them yet, and this is the Fancy Club. And actually, is this ottoman in here? Yeah, this could be a good place to add these. I need to make another one. Okay, I actually do kind of like that. I'm gonna leave this end open knowing it's probably gonna get put with something. Do we do one of these instead? Because I haven't used those for anything either. So we've got a couple purple ones. I think that helps pull the blue from the ottoman too. Okay. And I guess we can pop over into tables. What do we want to put on that table? This doesn't fit on it. Let's set up a little castle. Sandcastle building contest somewhere though. I'm going to go to all and do, let's go type, why not? I don't know what it's separating it by, but it'll at least get us to look at different things. Like this, that could be used as a wall. Potentially. You fit over here? I don't hate that. I'll have to remember that depending on what we build on this other side. Ooh, a little stone bar. Potential, potential. Looking for something to put on top of the table in this lounge. Ooh, I have a nautical cabinet. We're actually going to switch that. We have a very small footprint now. It's only 4. So what do we want to put? You know, I probably have a shell or something of that nature that could go on this little table. Got pictures of Minnie. Let's go with the orchid. That looks good. Let's get out of here and take a look at some other flooring options. Oh, the natural. Might work. The only reason I think this might work is because of the red in Daisy's roof and the red in the pennants hanging on the Arendelle City Center. Hopefully this goes well. It's still loading. Saving, whatever. Gets rather mad when you change huge chunks of floor at the same time.
I have the most wonderful new book to read.
I'm going to stick with that, actually. I think depending on where we go with the rest of this build, that'll be cute out here.
There are so many.
And let me me just look real quick at some rugs. 'Cause I do feel like I'm not gonna let us put it there anyway. Okay, so then the other thing would be just gonna do a quick search. And I hate that. Okay. Nothing on that front. So yeah, I actually think for now, until we decide what's coming next, that is how I'm going to do it. I am going to, however, take away this rainbow. It's just a little too much. There. And that brings the red in from his tree into the ground.
Time for this here dragon's beauty
Alright,
sleep.
fun little maze in the beach resort. Alright, and that concludes our 4th design challenge. And I honestly don't have any idea what to expect for the next installment. So thanks for tuning in and have a great night.